Welcome back. This is Ritto here with another Terraria Calamity Endgame Weapon Showcase. Today we're going to be looking at a new bow that has been added to the 1.4.5 Rust and Dust update of Calamity. And of course, you know we had to jump on the Anna the Archer character to showcase it. And this looks so cool. It's very much like the Starmada, and it shoots lasers, and those are shooting through the blocks of our base. And does these really awesome spiral, kind of figure 8 projectiles, very rainbow colored. This is so cool. But the question is, how much damage can this do, and is it good at the point in the game that you can get it? Let's drop a super dummy down and see what type of damage we can do here. 90,000, 100,000. So it definitely needs a while to charge up, but once when it charges up, you can do pretty good damage here. And this is something that you can obtain after defeating the Jungle Dragon Phase 1. So I definitely want to try this on Phase 2 and see if it can do pretty well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tooltip. It says that with all the gear I have equipped, it's 447 range damage, 104 critical strike chance, insanely fast speed, average knockback, casts a continuous stream of plasma bolts, and over time the bolts are replaced with powerful lasers. The bolts power up into solid beams as you continue shooting, and it's a 90% chance not to consume ammo. This is so cool. It's very much like the Last Prism of bows. I'm very interested to see how it does on some bosses. As you all know, I like to try things on Providence, mainly because Providence is like my target dummy now. I've tried so many things on Providence that I kind of have a feel for how quickly she should die. So that sounds a bit rude, but that's how it is. It's a good kind of benchmark. And this is doing pretty well. If we have the laser charged up though, you can see our damage ramped up a whole bunch towards the end. Now let's take a look at how to craft the amazing Ultima. The recipe requires Darksun Fragments, which means you'll need to have defeated Yharon Phase 1 and then done the Solar Eclipse. And it requires the Draedon's Forge. It has the Pulse Bow in the recipe, which is interesting. That's something you can buy from the Traveling Merchant in hard mode. And then you need the Laser Rifle, which you can get from the Wall of Flesh. And then the Storm, which you can get from the Storm Weaver. And then the Astral Bow, which is crafted from Astral Bars, which you can get after defeating the Astrum Deus boss. Then you just need Cosmilite and Exodium Clusters. Cosmilite you get after the Devourer of Gods. Exodium Clusters can be found in the Planetoids after defeating the Moonlord, or you can craft them from Luminite and the different fragments. And that's the recipe for the Ultima Bow. It's not that tricky, so it's definitely one I would recommend crafting. The hardest part of it, I think, is probably finding the Pulse Bow, because you have to wait on the Traveling Merchant for that. Before we fight another boss, I want to see if this can pierce. So let's try this out on a bunch of target dummies. So it looks like the lasers are the only thing that can pierce. Originally, the first shots were not piercing, but oh my goodness. 3 million damage right there. Obviously, we're multiplying our damage a ton by all of these target dummies. But yeah, that was pretty good. It's like the second Last Prism that we got for the range class. The Prismatic Breaker Sword is the other one for the range class that's very much like the Last Prism. It's kind of cool that they've been adding that to different classes. Now let's go ahead and put on Silva armor instead of our Auric Tesla armor, and then we can switch out our Celestial Tracers for the Elysian Tracers, and all of this gear should be stuff that we can obtain pre-Yharon Phase 2. So I think now we can go try Yharon with this setup and see how it goes. And here we are in Anna the Archer's Jungle Arena. We dug it super far into the ground and added asphalt. It's been quite a while since I've seen this arena. It's kind of fun to be back here. And I think this is where I used to spawn the boss, so hopefully the tornadoes will be in the right spot. And it looks like they are. With this fight, we're definitely going to need to be careful because there are so many new mechanics added to this. Okay, well, we're doing pretty well actually so far. But I think he's going to do his crazy fireball attack soon. We just need to make sure we don't stop attacking, because then we'll have to recharge up this laser. It's actually really nice that they added a bow to this phase of the game, because when we played with Anna the Archer, we had to use the same bow for Phase 1 and Phase 2 because there aren't any new bows. Ooh, we took 2 hits there. Okay, well, we managed to get our adrenaline right as we got hit. So we're able to do some damage here. I think we're getting a little too far away from him, though. or he was just on an invincibility stage. I like that this can shoot through blocks. It's quite handy, because when he gets outside of the arena, I can still do damage. We just got another adrenaline, and we're getting pretty close to the 10% mark. One thing I just realized, though, is we probably should put blood flare arrows on instead of the Cosmilite arrows. That'll probably do more damage since blood flare have higher base damage. But we should be fine either way. And another adrenaline. We've been getting adrenaline a lot this fight. Okay, well, let's switch to blood flare now. Uh-oh, we've got the big fire attack coming. I gotta get around it. Okay, we actually dodged that. Excellent. And we're fully charged up on our laser. Ooh, and we almost have adrenaline. There we go. His new attacks are pretty exciting. Well, we just got Rage up, so I think I'm going to try to get Adrenaline. And then if we can pull off Adrenaline, I'll go ahead and activate Rage. Okay, I think we're going to be able to get it. There we go, Rage and Adrenaline. And let's just charge right in and take some hits and do some damage. Yeah, we did a lot of damage there. That was good. Okay, we're down to 20%. This is getting pretty intense. His attacks are getting very aggressive. But we got Adrenaline again. Yeah, it's all about that Adrenaline. Oh, and he went invincible. Okay, we gotta get around this. Those homing attacks are pretty intense, but if you fly really far, you can do pretty well against it. It's all about kind of getting distance, so the projectiles spread out a little bit more. Okay, we got Rage again. And we almost got him. There we go. That was fun. It's definitely quite nostalgic to be back in Anna's arena doing a new Yharon fight with a new weapon. And it definitely shows this weapon's quite viable against Yharon. I think that was a little bit easier than the bows I was using back when we did Anna originally. Overall, I think the Ultima Bow did really well against Yharon Phase 2, and it's definitely a good option for a Ranger class. I like that it has a futuristic look to the bow because it definitely goes well with the whole theme of the Rust and Dust update. I hope you all have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I also post lots of other Terraria content, like I'm currently working on a Rogue Death Mode playthrough, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.